This is the patron community video for June 2024, where I asked a question to my patrons and they gave me an answer for those questions. And the question today was, who is your favorite character in a video game ever? And these are the answers that I obtained. The first one is from Felicitas Felix. And it's honestly, I can't think of any character I've been more obsessed with over than Scaramouche / the Wanderer from Genshin Impact. I've fallen in love with so many different characters in the past, but none have made me want to literally buy everything I can relate to them. His story is something that really intrigued me, same for his personality and appearance. Literally everything about him just hits all the correct marks for being a character I enjoy. The only other one that I could probably come close is Kokichi, Oma, yes, which I'm starting to think I might have the type when it comes to fictional brats. Kokichi's a great character, I really like him a lot, and Scaramouche is a character I don't really know personally, yet, but I feel like we will get to know him at some point. Yeah, just a great list of characters. Similar personalities. The only thing I could say about Kokichi though is that if you're into Kokichi, it's not just you're into characters who are mean or rude. I really think he's just hilarious. He's just a hilarious character in my opinion. Victoria just below says, my favorite character changes all the time. Right now I love Sampo Koski from Honkai Star Rail. He's just a silly guy and his lore is also very fun. Hopefully he will get a 5-star version one day. I'm adding he's kind of a snake oil salesman kind of character. You don't want to trust him farther you can throw him, but he also comes to help when it counts. And he kind of reminds me of this mischievous but kind, heart of gold kind of person. I love characters like that. Characters that I always think of Greed from Full Alchemist Brotherhood, where it's yeah, we can't trust him fully, but when it counts, he always shows out for everyone. And I love those type of characters because I always find them a lot more interesting than just good characters who do good all the time. And especially characters that it's always a big moment in any story when the kind of the very kind of standoffish character helps out in the end. Yeah, I can't wait to play Honkai Star Rail myself. From Leanne, Shadow the Hedgehog. Rah! The beauty of moving past trauma and becoming your own person, learning what it means to choose your own path and deal with grief in a way that won't haunt you, but it will allow you to honor it. Rah! Anyways, Shadow the Hedgehog is so important to me, and this whole story is about self-autonomy. It's common with Sonic characters to learn their own type of freedom, since that's what Sonic has always been about. He prioritizes freedom first and foremost and fights for specifically, and Shadows is just so beautiful to see. I've never played a Sonic game, but I think one of the things that Sonic has a bad rep for sometimes is that the people who don't like Sonic talk about it more than the people that like Sonic at the stage, because they won't leave it alone. Every time I'm online, I just see people being man, Sonic sucks, and then a bunch of people on there being no, I really love this. I'd love to definitely play it for myself because I love the character designs and the art style. Yeah, I hear more and more all the time that another YouTuber as well that I always talks about is. I hear it all the time from other YouTubers as well that Sonic is actually one of their favorite things in the entire universe. So yeah, thank you for that submission. I'd love to actually get into Sonic at some point, Leon, because it's stuff that I don't even understand. I have never really ever been into Sonic. This may be a call out, but I haven't played that many games unfortunately, but I love the Traveler Twins and Genshin. Nah, man, you pick whoever you want. You haven't gone that far in the story enough for me to explain why in full. Thank you for being considerate. However, the story is so tear-jerking for me. Twins and siblings in the games having this angst just gets me. I also love how sassy they get as the game goes on and become very self-aware and very complex in their own right. Our Aether, our Wanderer, is definitely becoming that. They are not the most overpowerful person in Tevat, and they know this, but at the same time, they can get a bit egotistical and protective of their ideals. It is hard to understand why they do what they do, and that's why I love them. It makes me sad they're dismissed as self-insert characters. Too many, but they mean so much to me. I appreciate the time to acknowledge them, Calvin. Thank you. I just love the protagonists a lot. If you know any cool protags you might think I'll like, please recommend me some games. Others faves include Hajime Hinata, L, Clementine, and Miss Fortune. You have a really good taste here. I just want to say that right now. It's not a self-call out to like these protagonists. Ellie from, for example, The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2 is probably one of my favorite games of the past few years. Hinata, really great too. Hajime Hinata, I should say. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with your list of characters. Don't feel down about yourself. This is a really good list of characters. I think sometimes as well, there is that thing on the internet where you can kind of feel self-conscious about our likes and the things we do like and things we don't like. But really, who cares, if someone else judges you, that's more on them than it's on you. I like your list of characters. What's your damage? Fruity. I haven't played a ton of games, but there are many characters that are really well written and I love, well, my favorite character to go to been my favorite of most of my life, and that's Princess Peach. What a tasty, spicy choice. I've always been drawn towards her since I saw her on N64. She always has my top pick in any Mario game and Smash Bros. But my favorite version of her is in the Mario RPG series, like Paper Mario. I'm playing Paper Mario TTYD on the Switch recently reminded me of why Peach stand. Her story in that game pretty incredible. I also gravitate towards either hyper-feminine characters or characters that lead with kindness and aren't afraid to stand up for what's right. And I love the Mario RPG series showcase both of these traits. The best with Peach. 100% Peach is a character that, like, that's why it always fruity. And, you can, tell me if you agree. And everyone can tell me if they agree. So many times when people talk about Peach, they talk about her just as a damsel. If you play the Paper Mario game, she is so autonomous and she's so smart and she's so, like, beautiful as a character and as a soul. I think she gets underwritten sometimes or appreciated sometimes in the Mario fandom, but she is one amazing character for sure. And lastly, Malcolm Condé. That's quite a tough question. I feel like there's a Roman Reacts thing on it. I feel like I've played many types of games. Some of my favorites don't even have a simple name character, but one of those that do, some characters definitely leave more impact than others. If I think of an antagonist, Andrew Ryan comes to mind. Wow. I played the original Bioshock almost 10 times now, but the Andrew Ryan conversation always hits me hard. A man chooses, a slave obeys. As for the companion characters, Cortana and Halo series is iconic. Never played Halo myself. She's a perfect fit for all the missions we go through. But if I had to choose one character that stands out above all else for me, that would be Wheatley from the Portal series. A masterpiece of a character from a masterpiece of a game, in my opinion. You don't have to put in my opinion to me, Malcolm. I know it's your opinion because if you're talking about art, to me it's an opinion. You know what I mean? So like, always just be sure and steadfast in your opinion, Malcolm. You have some good thoughts on video games. Perfect voice acting, perfect dialogue and comedy, personal story arc. I'd rather not say too much in case I spoil stuff if you've not played those games. Would you kindly tell us if you played the Portal series? I never have played the Portal series. And just to jump on this with you, my opinion, you can write that if you want, but for me personally, I don't write IMO in when I say stuff, because if I say this game is bad, that's my opinion. That doesn't mean the game is bad. It's just a take. And I'd love to play the Portal series at some point if I could. Yeah, I think you all have from some pretty good taste here. I think the Andrew Ryan comment really gets to me because I didn't think anyone would actually mention Andrew Ryan here. Andrew Ryan is a great antagonist. He really is. The Bioshock games I played a lot as a kid. I played a lot of the Bioshock games. But as always, guys, thank you so much for always supporting me, and thank you so much for being interested in the community video as well. If you want to do the community video as well, you can check in the description below. There's also other things you could do in this video on the Patreon. There's Roman Reacts. There's the new behind the scenes little podcast that I do talking about the Let's Plays every week. Usually people will, in that behind the scenes podcast, find out like what Let's Plays coming next sooner than other people. Thank you to TieFire 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, the Ghosty Minazuma, Felicitas Felix, George Candelaria, Eskun, Yuld, Radish, Fruity, Anusta, Shabata Bread, Malcolm Kunde, and V Mika, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.